Thank you for watching our video today. This is the second video in our series. In the first, we showed you how to do a quick configuration to get your WiNG Express AP7522E up and running. Today, with the help of my buddy Sonny Lee from Zebra, we're going to show you how to check your firmware and upgrade it. In addition to being a good friend, Sonny is a systems engineer with Zebra. He's agreed to take us through the steps he uses to check the firmware and upgrade it to its most current version. This can be a key component in making certain all of your access points are running the most current firmware version and operating properly. Please keep looking out for these videos, as we'll be releasing at least one video a month. So without further ado, take it away, Sonny.
Thanks, Dwayne, and thanks everyone for tuning into our latest instructional video. Today's video is on the firmware upgrade process for a Zebra WiNG Express access point. As you can see, we've laid out 9 easy steps. The first step is how to check the current version of your Zebra Express access point to see if your AP is eligible to be upgraded. The first step is logging into your Express AP. We'll assume you are able to perform this step. If not, please refer to our earlier instructional video on how to log in and set up your Zebra Express AP. Today's video is on the firmware upgrade process for a Zebra WiNG Express access point. As you can see, we've laid out 9 easy steps. The first step is how to check the current version of your Zebra WiNG Express access point to see if you're eligible for an upgrade. To check the current version, we need to log into our AP. We'll assume you are able to perform this step. If not, please refer to our earlier instructional video on how to log in and set up your WiNG Express access point. When you first log into the Express access point, you'll see the Express dashboard. In the upper left quadrant of the screen, under System Information, we can see what the version is of our access point. This version of access point is on version 5.8.2. The next step in our process is where to go and how to download the latest version of firmware. For that, we're going to go to the Zebra support portal, which is portal.zebra.com. Once you're on the page, you can click on the search support bar and start typing in the model name of your access point. As you start to type in your access point model, the list will narrow and you can click on your access point. From this page, there's several useful tools. You can click on product manuals, you can click on knowledge articles and FAQs. For our purposes, we're going to be concerned with the software downloads area. As you can see listed below are current and past versions of firmware for our access point. If you recall, we're on version 5.8.2, and the latest version is 5.8.3.1, so our access point is eligible for an upgrade. If you click on the link, you can download the firmware to your hard drive. While that's downloading, we'll move on to the next step of installing an FTP or Tftp server. For our purposes, we're going to be using the Junian FTP server, which is a freeware open source Tftp server. It can be found at the URL up above. If you click on the download link, you can download the version that's appropriate for your machine. There's also installation instructions in the zip file. Once you've installed your Tftp server, we can move on to the next step of creating a special folder to house all of our firmware files. This will make it easier to find our files when we go to the transfer of the firmware to the access point. If we log into our local disk, we're going to create a Tftp folder on our C drive. If you right-click the background and click on New, you can create a new folder. We're going to call it Tftp, which which is already listed here. By now our file should have downloaded, and we can click into the file, click into the software folder, and we're going to right-click the IMG file, click on copy, and paste that into our TFTP folder that we just created. Now that we've extracted our IMG file, we're going to set up our TFTP server. The first step is to create a directory, which is going to be the folder that we just created. So if you type in C:\TFTP and hit enter, this will create our directory as the TFTP folder. Next, we're going to create and select our server interface. If you click on the pull-down menu, you'll see several interfaces listed depending on your machine. You could have Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, Ethernet interfaces. For our purpose, we're going to be using the Ethernet interface. Now we're going to click on the Show Directory area, and we're going to copy the file name that we wish to transfer over to our access point. The next step is to launch the upgrade process. If we go back to our access point, on the left-hand side of the menu, we're going to click on the access point menu. From the access point menu, we're going to check the box next to the access point we want to upgrade. Once we do that, the tools menu up above will become active. We can click on the tools menu and see that there are several options available to us, including factory defaulting the access point, rebooting it. We're going to be upgrading our access point. From the device upgrade menu, we're going to select TFTP as our transfer protocol. For our host IP, we're going to be using the same server interface that we just selected a second ago on our TFTP server. Your IP addresses may differ. For our purpose, we're using 192.168.0.101. For the path, we're going to type in the file name of the file we want to transfer. If you remember from a moment ago, in the Show Directory folder, we copied the file name exactly from the folder. We right-click the option, we can click Paste, and that will ensure that our file name is copied exactly the way it is in our folder, and we're not missing any dashes or digits. In the lower right-hand corner, we're going to click on Upgrade to launch our upgrade process. If we bring the TFTP server into the foreground, we can follow the file transfer progress. Once the file is successfully transferred, we're ready to reboot the access point. If you recall earlier, if we check the box next to the access point and click on the Tools menu, we can reboot our access point. The reboot process should take about 5 to 6 minutes. Once the reboot is done, we'll log back in and just verify that our upgrade was successful. Now that the access point is finished rebooting, we're going to log back in. Just like we did earlier, from the dashboard in the upper left corner under System Info, we can see that our version was successfully upgraded from 5.8.2. We're now at the latest version, which is 5.8.3.1. This concludes our instructional video. We hope to see you on future videos.